Okay, a question about religion and nomadism. Yeah, it doesn't take much historical research to point out that, the Kyrgyz and many of the Turkic people of Central Asia have a heritage of shamanism, Tengrism, and now are almost universally Muslim. Nomads, as being tolerant of other religions, is also easily historically proven. All of the missionary religions, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Manichaeism, now gone, found a footing somewhere in nomadic cultures of Turkic speaking people at some point or another. Nomadism is tolerant not, nomadic people are tolerant of not only religions, but I mean, let's start from the bottom up. Tools. When they find a tool that they can use, a bow, a sword, electricity, a written script, they use it without having much, concern about it interfering with their culture or being, alien to their culture. Many scripts, many different kinds of written languages appear in Central Asia. Religions as well, ideologies and thought processes as well. Nomads are a people that adopt the new quite easily. The way that they test it is it useful or not? And they keep that which is useful and throw away that which isn't. This is also true for people in a way, in nomads. That we have a lot of history, written history from the Chinese sources of Chinese people. Not a lot. We have a couple of instances of Chinese people leaving the urban, civilized, if you want to call it that, cultures of China, fleeing to the nomads and becoming accepted among the nomads. So there's even an openness as far as ethnic influence. We see this in the Kyrgyz with the idea of marriage outside of the tribe. Of course, not all Turkic people practice this exogamy, as it's called, but so yeah, definitely nomadism is tolerant to other religions. How that stands today with Islam is a different question, and that's got some other, that's a lot more complicated. And I don't know what I don't have any advice on that or any idea on what can be done with that or how to do it or how to approach it. Well, in regard to kind of a unification of Central Asian states and on the order of the European Union, I mean, look at the news. That's not been that hasn't been a completely flawless or smooth, political unity with Brexit, right? You're right. Languages are more or less communicable as long as they're Turkic languages. But of course, is Tajikistan part of this unity of Central Asian states? What about religion as a means of common, kind of a common cultural entity that a unity of Central Asian states could have? It is possible. It's quite possible, especially in missionary religions, no matter what they are, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, etc. They have historically been used as a way to, almost as international relations, as a way to make connections with another political entity, kingdom, empire, state, whatever, as the doorway to communication. But it never really stops there. It needs to kind of continue on other grounds, other shared, common cultural or political goals. And that's the only way these kind of political unities can work. Look at how any organization of multiple states in the modern period working together, they have to have shared goals. Otherwise, it just stops becoming, it becomes almost just an association on paper rather than a real actual goal. Situation now in Central Asia with the Russian Federation is such that there's economic connections, historical connections, cultural connections, etc., linguistic connections, etc. Building up another one of those in another direction takes a lot of work and a lot of people invested in it, a lot of people working towards making common cause, and not only on one front, linguistic or religious or economic. It should be on multiple shared interests. Now, regarding local language Well, when foreigners come to Kyrgyzstan, for example, or any other country, and they come to the country and they don't learn the local language, if they're tourists, this is something that's going to have. It's something that happens, right? And ways when money is involved, and tourism is a financial thing, people find a way to communicate. When money is involved, a lot of pointing, right? When somebody lives in a country for a long time and doesn't learn the local language, I can't say about other people about their motivations because I don't know. But as guests in the country, even if long term, it's important for the visitor to take the time and the attention and try to do it. My own Kyrgyz isn't particularly good. It should be much better for as long as I've been here because unfortunately I use English more than I use Kyrgyz or Russian because of my work here. But for people that don't take the time and the effort to learn the local language, they're missing out on a lot. And they're missing out on the great things of the culture, like, the Epic of Manas and the poems and the songs, those elements of high culture. They're also missing out on the lower elements of culture, just talking to people on the street who maybe they're not Manaschis. Maybe they just want to have a talk with you. And that's the good stuff too. I mean, there's a guy in the park by my house, Kyrgyz guy, older guy, and we talk about the same two things all the time. The weather, and my daughter, who walks through the park to go to school. Sometimes I walk with her. But I always walk away from those small conversations with him just in a good feeling, just sort of like, it's good to see him. It's good to chat with him, even if it's only about the weather. It's human. It's human contact, and that stuff's really, really important. And that's how many times in my life when I've had a bad day, a bad mood or something like that, a small, really human contact with another person just to chat, even about something as unimportant as the weather, it can change your mood, it can change your life. As a guest in this country, I'm ashamed that my Kyrgyz is not as good as it is. Because it's important. It's really important. But about other people's motivations or lack of motivations, I can't say. I can't do anything about it. I can't say anything about it because I don't know what their motivations are. I can't do anything about it because I can't pass laws. I can't threaten people. I can't force people. Assalamu alaikum. Menin adım James. Men Kırgızistan'da yaşayımın. Men bu жерде 10 жылдан ашык yaşayымын. Мага Кыргызстан аябай жагат. Адамдар жакшы, оокат таза, толор көз, суу таза, кыргыз маданият аябай кызык. Кыргызстан жакшы жер. Рахмат.